guys, welcome to the Body and Soul Shop. Today we're going to give you a little bit of an update of what's going on around here. We make a lot of progress. It's kind of interesting because both trucks are kind of coming to a finish at about the same time and everything. So I want to show the interior of this. We're still not done with the headliner. Alan's still working on that, but we got the carpet in it, seat belts, seats all done. And I want to thank Alan Bennett. He did a phenomenal job on the seat and stuff. And like I said, he's building the headliner for it right now. I told him to think 65 Mustang bench seats since this was a 65 F100. I'm thinking in that era, they were pretty rare to have a bench seat in a Mustang, but some of them did have. So I told him, I said, picture that in your head and let's make that for this truck. So this is what we got. So, you know, you can buy a lot of reproduction seats and everything, but we wanted to use the original seat frame because the bolt holes in the floor, everything, we just didn't want to hassle with all that. Not that it's a big deal, but we just wanted that. So Alan totally reconstructed this seat, all new foam. He hand carved all that stuff, and it's a very comfortable seat. It sits really good, and it looks phenomenal. It does look like the 65 Mustang bench seat, and that's what I was going for, so that era. And so anyway, we're real happy with it. Some of you guys know that some of the difficult things when you're putting together a truck or car or whatever can be weather stripping. Sometimes it's dead on, it works really well, and sometimes it doesn't, and it just depends on what company you use. And I'm not going to say any company names or anything, but this stuff did not work. We used good quality glue. I could mention the name of the glue, but anyway, I don't know if there's too much oils coming out of the rubber or what it is, but it's been a nightmare. So I reordered some new weather stripping from a different company today, and we're going to get that in there. So that'll wrap this up. But anyway, that's a little frustration sometimes. You know, you spend money to buy something and it looks good, but doesn't work so good. Hey, so we're rounding the corner on this 65. We're down to the hood and the bed. All we got to do is paint the hood and the bed. We've been working on the bed. We've got the underneath of it bed linered. And let me tell you something. When you sandblast a bed and it's got little pits and stuff in it, and you're trying to make something super nice, there's 13 ribs in this thing, and Seth and I have both wore our knees and our hands out sanding and blocking, trying to get these lines all nice and clean before we paint it and bed liner the inside of it and stuff. So this bed liner is amazing. It cleans really well. We use the Raptor, U-Pole Raptor, and I really like it. It cleans off. It's not too porous or anything. We really like using it. Hey guys, thank you for all the comments on the Studebaker trim. We've decided to use it. I kind of wanted to wait until we had the truck coming together, wheels and stuff on it, so I could really take a good look at it and decide whether it needed to be on there or not. And after looking at it, I'm 100% sure we're going to put this trim on there. So what I'm having to do is make clips because Studebaker trim never went on a 59 Chrysler, right? So I'm having to make clips for it. So I had an old piece of trim that was really beat up. So I've cut it, and I'm taking these stock type clips and bending them, welding the stud in the center of it and everything, and making that to where that'll slide in. So I'm going to have to put about 5 or 6 of these on each piece of trim on both sides. So I have to sit here and hand make these with a pair of pliers and just get them where they fit in there real nice and snug. That'll be what holds it on the quarter panel. The worst part is having to drill right on the crown of this so that these clips will fit on there where that'll go down, and the stud will be on through that hole where I can put a nut on the bottom side. Plus, it's a long reach up in there, but it's going to be worth it. So what would a 60s custom be like without one of these steering wheels that we all grew up on? And gotta have it, right? Another cool thing was I had an old 65 Econoline van years ago, and I scavenged everything off of it I could scavenge. And I kept this column drop, and of course it was painted white back in the day. And I thought, man, that's perfect for this project. So I sent it and had it chromed. S&H knocked it out for me. So I think it's gonna look really good on that dash. It did before, and now that everything's painted and all this chrome, it's gonna really pop. So I told you in the last video, it was time to put the jewelry on. So that's what we're getting ready to do. It's when you're building something, it's a long process. There's stuff that takes a long time, so we can't really show you. It'd be boring and all that. So now comes the time that's going to be fun, and I believe within 2 weeks this thing will be finished. We've got a guy working on the upholstery and everything. So anyway, this is the side cover for the exhaust, and I literally made this, the majority of this I made out of the front fenders off of that 59 Chrysler Windsor that I made the quarter panels off of. So a lot of this is actually 59 Chrysler that's cut up and modified. Okay, so all this exhaust system I hand built. I had Sanderson start me out with the blanks for the heads and about 6 inches of stub, and everything else I cut and spliced, metal finished, and sent it out and had it chromed, made this can, all this stuff I handmade. And so there's a lot of time in this thing. But it's really cool the way it functions. We also have dumps on it, and we have another quieter exhaust system that's hidden that you really can't see unless you're underneath it really digging for it. So it's pretty cool. It makes a lot of noise, or you can be quiet if you want to. Okay, so now we're getting to the interior stuff. We got a guy that's working on our door panels and headliner, all that kind of stuff for it. So we're making a lot of progress. We're hoping in about 2 to 3 weeks to be totally done with this thing. Once again, I handmade all this kind of dash parts. Originally the speedometer was in here. That's going to be our access. Of course, that'll have a box all finished off and everything, but that's the headlights and the switches for the dumps, and also access to everything else. And like I said, I'll have a box in there that will be removable to be able to get up under the dash, because all the underneath of the dash is all going to be enclosed. Not that you can't take them panels out, but when everything's put together, it's like a big jigsaw puzzle, so everything's got a sequence. Okay, so when it comes to the interior, I wanted to do something, put a little bit of scripture in here somehow. Gary Miser, he was one of Ed Roth's artists for years, and Gary built the Ultimate Classic motorcycle with me, so you've seen him on the show before possibly. If not, go back and look at the Ultimate Classic motorcycle, the 57 Chevy one. I used to have a 46 Ford Gasser, Hillborn injected 327 and everything, and so Gary and I talked about it. He came up with his design, and I actually had that on the firewall of my Gasser. So if anybody ever sees a 46 Ford Gasser running around called Fat and Sassy, Gary did the art on the firewall of it. So, and by the way, you can expect a video on that in the future. My old 46 Ford Gasser, I had it 14 years, and I kind of missed the old thing. It was a lot of fun. When it comes to time to do this, you've seen Chase Spears do a lot of pinstriping on this thing, and Gary's really not doing any striping anymore too much, so Chase volunteered to do it, and he knocked it out of the park. He really made it look like Gary's original, so I was real proud of him and happy for that. Hey guys, I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we're back from our break. We took a little break, not a lot, but we took a little bit of break, so we're back at it, and hang with us because these two are going to wrap up real quick, and they're going to be lovely trucks. Hey, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We got a bunch of really cool stuff coming up, and you're not going to want to miss it.